My name is Aaron Sachs, and this reading is from the Torah and speaks of God's blessings. Vayomer Adonai el Avram, lech lecha me'artzecha, u'melotecha u'mibeit avicha, el haaretz asher arecha. V'erechecha legoy, gadol le'arechecha, v'yagodelcha shimcha, v'yechi baracha. V'avarcha mevarechecha, u'mekalelcha, ha'or v'nivrechu, Becha kol mishpechot hadama. Vayelech Avram, kasher diber elav, Adonai, vayelech ito, Lot ve'Avram, ben chamesh shanim, v'shivim shana, v'tzeito mecharan. And the Lord said to Avram, go forth from your land, and from your birthplace, and from your father's house, to the land that I will show you. And I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you, and I will aggrandize your name, and you shall be a blessing. And I will bless those who bless you, and the ones who curse you I will curse. And all the families of the earth shall be blessed in you. And Abram went as the Lord had spoken to him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he left Haran.
Hello, my name is Andres Aybar, and I'm really honored to be given this opportunity to address you here today. All of us here today share something. In the last 4 years, our circle of friends has grown. I think back to the day I heard I was coming to Bentley. It was a day full of happiness, but one that got me thinking. I was coming alone to Bentley, coming from the Dominican Republic, a culture which is very different to that of the US, gets you thinking. Will I fit in? Who are my classmates going to be? Who will become my friends? But what I quickly found out was that in Bentley, there is no one culture present. It's not a question of whether my culture will conflict with the American one, but the realization that there are people from every culture present. Today, I want to focus on 3 things I have learned from my friends and experiences here at Bentley. First, it's okay to feel uncomfortable. Sophomore year, an international group of friends and friends of friends decided to take a ski trip, the makeup of which was from all corners of the world. We were from Jordan, Ecuador, Greece, Nicaragua, and many more. We rented a small cabin, and add to the fact we were 28 college students, basically a recipe for disaster. Even though most of us were from completely different cultures, and some of us at the beginning of the trip might not have felt all that comfortable, after the trip, we ended up becoming extremely close friends. It was all about stepping out of my comfort zone to connect with people that I might not have gotten the chance to meet. The next thing I learned was never settle, be hungry. For this lesson, I want to focus on 2 good friends that embody this. First is Nicolas Ortega, a fellow graduating senior, and his determination to get the girl of his dreams. I lived with him for an entire year, and I can assure you there was not a day where Rosita's name was not mentioned. He lived in Waltham, she lived in Ecuador. She liked someone else, he liked her. Let's just say the odds were not in his favor. But today, she is here, and they are more in love than ever. Second person I want to mention is Bernardo Vega, one of my roommates, and his drive to get a job on Wall Street. This guy ate and slept Wall Street. He understood that to stand out in this specific pool of applicants, he had to work hard. I remember him leaving to go to his last interview in New York City, tense and stressed out, but coming back relieved, only saying that it could not have gotten better. About a week later, he got the offer. These experiences truly embody someone wanting something badly and working hard for it. It was not luck that made them get what they wanted, but their appetite, their hunger to succeed. The last lesson I want to touch upon is that at the end of the day, it's what you make of it. This brings me back to Thanksgiving junior year. Because of planning issues, my other roommate, Matthias Bojanic, and I were stuck in Waltham for Thanksgiving break. And as you might know, Waltham is no metropolis. And to put it mildly, we were really bored. And we learned about this Black Friday. And for And for those who don't know what it is, it's a day where people basically camp outside of stores to take advantage of ridiculous deals. Understand that where I come from, we don't have these kinds of holidays, so it was an eye-opener, to say the least. The holiday worked perfectly, because believe it or not, we had not furnished our house, and the semester was almost over. So it made sense to sacrifice a good night's sleep for some furniture. That night, we decided to buy some instant food and a couple bottles of wine, and just take it easy so we could wake up early. Fast forward a couple hours, we ate, drank, and talked about every topic imaginable. We woke up at 5 a.m. the next day, rushed to get dressed, leave the house, and head to Walmart. Even though it looked as though it was going to be an extremely boring couple of days, it proved to be a very memorable weekend. This made me realize that at the end of the day, it's what you make of any experience. We had become even closer friends, and even though the semester was almost over, we had finally furnished our apartment. These were all ordinary events that carried with them extraordinary meaning. They weren't firework-filled nights, but rather ordinary moments. And the important thing is that Bentley made these experiences possible. Who knows, had I not come here, if I would have experienced them or not. Therefore, I say thanks to you all, and thanks to Bentley. I will hold on to these memories forever.
Good afternoon, I'm Christopher Chenard.
And I'm Joelle Janigian, and today we'll be reading from the Gospel of Matthew.
Matthew chapter 6. Can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? And why do you worry about clothes? See how the flowers of the field grow? They do not labor or spin. Yet I tell you, not even Solomon, in all his splendor, was dressed like one of these. If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow is thrown into the fire, will he not much more clothe you, you of little faith?
But seek first the kingdom of God and all of his righteousness, and these things will be added to you as well. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself, for each day has enough trouble of its own. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. God bless you.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. My name is Nicole Chalupanet, and I'm honored to be speaking in front of you today. I can't believe we are sitting here and beginning the celebration that is graduation. What a roller coaster the last few weeks have been. I have teetered between being so excited to finally graduate and so incredibly sad to see the past 4 years come to an end. In early March, around the time I started coming to terms with the fact that I would actually be graduating from college, I ran into one of my former professors, and he asked me a seemingly simple question. He said, "Nicole, did you get a first-class education during your time at Bentley?" And I've been thinking about my response ever since. When I got here 4 years ago, I expected that the most valuable education I would receive would happen in an academic setting, and my professors would be my only teachers. But I was surprised by how much I learned outside of the classroom as well. I want to take this opportunity to mention 3 lessons I have learned over the past 4 years from 3 influential groups of people in my life. The first of these groups are the friends I have made here at Bentley. You, my friends, have taught me to be present. I'm not talking about partying, although we've done plenty of that. I'm talking about being able to celebrate today and enjoy every moment. I admire your ability to prepare for the future and still wake up every day and live it like there is no tomorrow. I'm sure you're all familiar with a bucket list, basically a list of things you want to do before you die. At the beginning of spring semester, my roommates and I made our own version of a bucket list that consisted of the things we have always talked about doing before we graduated. Slowly, we have crossed off the activities we always talked about, like taking school buses into Boston every weekend with 100 of our closest friends, making homemade sushi, experiencing the dueling pianos at Howl at the Moon, watching the Celtics at the Garden, eating the Demos Greek salad my roommate always raves about, surviving the senior trip to the Bahamas, and the list goes on. Bentley has worked effortlessly to prepare us for our future. In all that preparation over the past 4 years, it was easy to lose sight of the here and now, but you, my friends, have taught me to live for today. Next, my family. Mom and Dad, you have taught me not to let fear prevent me from taking risks. Mom, I vividly remember the summer before my sophomore year at Bentley when you asked me how I would feel if you, Dad, and Emma moved to Europe. I remember laughing because obviously you had to be joking. But 6 months later, I found myself on a plane headed to our new home in Belgium. There have been some bumps along the road, and the transition was not always easy, but it's been a pretty incredible journey for us all. Emma is now fluent in French and headed to MIT in the fall. You and Dad have had the chance to explore parts of the world you never dreamed you would see, and I have realized that there's a really big, exciting world out there. This experience has taught me that if you don't step out of your comfort zone and take risks, you might never get to see all this world has to offer. And last, but certainly not least, my mentors. A few really good professors and advisors have taught me to trust the process. I walked into the first class of my senior year last fall, took out my laptop, and prepared to write down every word my professor said. 2 professors walked through the door and immediately told us there would be no grades in this class and no note-taking. No note-taking in this class, there were grades. We would be advising a startup company in their creation phase and would be expected to critically apply what we had already learned at Bentley. And most importantly, everyone would get a 4.0 if they worked hard. In the real world, I imagine there will be no note-taking. Instead, we will be forced to rely on our ability to learn and problem solve. And I'm pretty sure a grade on a 4.0 scale will not be used to measure our success. These 2 professors opened my eyes to the fact that we need to trust that our hard work and preparation will pay off. There's no doubt that many of us are uncertain about what the future holds, but we have worked hard. We are prepared and ready for the next stage in life, and we need to trust that in the end, it will all work out. None of us have done this alone. Throughout this journey, we have had people who have pushed us, held our hands, given us strength, helped us succeed, and taught us many lessons. We all have people who have been influential in our lives and a key to our success at Bentley. To our friends, our families, and our mentors, I think I speak for the entire class when I say thank you. We couldn't have done it without you. To my classmates, best of luck in everything you do, and congratulations.
Please stand. We pause now to remember those who have gone before us and those whose love remains with us. In tribute to them, we stand in silence and say the names from our Bentley community. Ibrahim Alafalik, Bernard Bonas, Joanne Osborne Barsumian, Patricia Bonnet, Mary Mulcahy Brannon, Christopher James Burnham, David Burns, Elliot Coleman Jr., William Coder, Michael Cullen, Roger DeGenova, Lieutenant Colonel Richard Flynn, Anna Gogan, Shep Gordon, Estelle Gribbins, Wally Grant, Bess Halpern, Benita Hill, St. George Hunt, Michael Hines, Patrick Kane, Charles Kirby Sr., Charles Kirby Jr., Firdos Khan, Camden Urardi, Chinpei Lin, Theodos Laudermill, Coletta McAusland, John F. McDonough, E. Sylvia McDonough, Beth Miller, Alyssa Lynn Nanopoulos, David Nelson, Mike Patrick, Richard Perkins, Arthur Powell Sr., Denise C. Perro, Eleanor Quinn, Julian Romero, Salvatore Salaponte, Caroline Santoro, Leonard Sunier, Mike Schneider, Arthur Savatella, Beverly Osborne Shaw, Pamela Sisko, Lorraine Sisson, Ann Sullivan, June Thilman, Vilma Tawani, Patricia Trainer, Stanley Upton Jr., Melanie Walsh, Anthony Waisnor, Matthew Warren, Coralie Whitcomb, Yvonne Yaw. You may be seated.
We, the members of the class of 2012, would like to offer a musical selection of Lean on Me. We hope you enjoy it.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long before I'm gonna need somebody to lean on.
Please swallow your pride. If I have things you need to borrow, for no one can fill those of your things that you won't let show. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on.
If there is a load you have to bear that you can carry, I'm right up the road. I'll share your load if you just call me. So just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand.